My name is Sofia Camille. I'm a singer-songwriter here from Tallahassee, Florida.
My name is Darby. I'm an arranger, songwriter, and singer.
I'm Matt, aka MMW, and stands for My Mind Wanders. I'm a rapper slash producer.
I first started writing music my sophomore year of high school, and now I'm a senior in college. So I grew up in the United States, and then I've only ever gone to visit Puerto Rico, but I've never really lived there. But I didn't really learn English until I went to school. So I grew up with my grandma and my mom, only speaking to me in Spanish, only celebrating Hispanic holidays, and only listening to Spanish music, watching Spanish TV. So I don't want to neglect, who I am and how I was raised, but I also don't want to neglect my culture and my history and all the people who existed for me to exist first. When I sing in English, it's definitely very funk based. There's a lot of rhythm, and a lot of my English speaking friends are like, whoa, this is so groovy. And so it's cool to see the crossover between the two. I'm always trying to get musicians to come to Tallahassee, Florida, because when you think about the United States and music cities, Tallahassee's not one of those cities. But there are so many amazing musicians and artists and bands here. If you write music that's about your life and that's honest, and someone doesn't like it, it can feel like they don't like you. But then I had to think back and be when I first started writing music, I said if my music could change one person's life and affect one single person, then I have done more than I would have if I didn't write music. I've accomplished really everything that I've ever wanted to with inspiring one person through my music.
I started playing piano in the 4th grade, and then I would just mess around and play different chords together, show it to my family afterwards. The music I grew up on mostly was compa, which is the main genre of music in the islands in Haiti. It has made my music a little bit more personal and relaxed, because in order for it to be ear-catching, it has to have elements of myself in it. So I think it's just made me less worried about being impressive and more about just telling the story I want to tell. I want to hear more storytelling. I miss the times where the music that you heard from an artist made you feel closer to them, or you learned more about who they are or who they were in that moment. For a long time, I really did contemplate labeling myself as a musician, because a lot of people think that a musician cultivates and creates the music and founds the music and builds it. But honestly, it's the opposite. The music does what it wants with you. It flows through you. It makes you do its bidding. It's really funny how that works, because I always thought taking music theory and all of that, you can cultivate it and make it what you want, but you can know all the technique in the world and music will still play with you. It will still move through you how it sees fit.
When I started, I was really just producing, because I didn't really see myself as being the front person rapping and stuff, and just growing up in a super Christian household, right? Being a rapper, knowing the type of rap I wanted to do, I don't know if that would be that was scary for me at first, So my parents are Jamaican and British. My mom and my sister sang on the church choir. My dad played bass for the church, and my whole family is very much gospel. So I hope that when I make music, I get to a point where it's my parents can listen to that, and enjoy it on their own time. I don't know if I'm necessarily there yet, because all the curse words, they don't like that at all. I feel Tallahassee, right? The nature of Tallahassee is, especially where we live, is kind of a college town area. So people come and go within these 4 years that they might stay here. I don't know if things build as well as they could, but I see people like Sofia Camille, I see people like Apollo 1027, Bachi, Ray Benton, those type of people who are really doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been times where it's I felt alone as hell. You know what I'm saying? There's times where in the past I fell out with my only friends that lived in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And like as a kid, that's your whole world, your friends in your neighborhood. I'd be pissed at my parents or something. People come and go. I've noticed that throughout life. Happiness comes and goes. But you know, my music is always there for me to create, for me to listen to. It's been the one thing that like I feel, I feel, because I was very jaded by everything going on around me. So it was like music was what gave me something to feel. You know what I'm saying? Hope that doesn't sound too depressing, but that's how it was. Yeah, music is the best friend to me.